government are in the spotlight. With Geneva, I would say that there's complete anarchy here. Because
a press conference which was organized by the Lawyers for Democracy, Free Media Movement, Sri Lanka Working Journalists Association and Lanka Teachers Union was held at Public Services Library Auditorium yesterday. The objective of this press conference was to inform their stance regarding the current situation in Sri Lanka in relation to the Sri Lankan human rights activists' role in the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva. This is the voice of Mr. K.S.Rathnavel, who spoke at the press conference.
This is a time when our country Sri Lanka and the Sri Lankan government are in the spotlight, with the Geneva proceedings being highlighted. And locally we have seen several demonstrations, mostly, I think almost all of them, supporting the government stand. They have gone on the roads, they have handed over memoranda to the foreign missions, to various institutions, and they are free to do so. Why not the activists and the human rights defenders too are given that freedom? Why is the government so afraid? Why is it so scared of a few people who dare to dissent? In a democracy, several points of view, several opinions have to be aired. And as of right, the people of this country have a right to know what is happening. They must have information coming from everywhere. They should be able to form their opinions. But presently, the government is seeking to stultify all those freedoms by which the people could be enlightened. The people are put into a fear psychosis. The professionals are being also silenced, which will lead to a form of dictatorship. I think we have seen the signs of it already. People are not free to air their views. They are quite afraid. Each and every citizen has a right to his opinion, to have his opinion, to freedom to express all those opinions. Those people who represent associations and various organizations have also the right to express their opinions. If it is a democratic government, it is duty bound to permit all this, to safeguard the freedom of each and every citizen. Now what we see here is that government-sponsored organizations, government supporters, those who are in tow with those in power, they are trying their best to stultify the people's freedoms. Those who dare to oppose it are threatened with consequences. We have seen many times people being abducted. Those who dare to go against the views of the government, and many of them have paid with their lives. And the result is that there's a breakdown of the rule of law. I would say that there's complete anarchy here, because once a person has disappeared, the norms, the procedures have not been followed. The investigators, the police have washed their hands off. They just come and report to the court, investigations are proceeding, but there is no trace of people. We are unable to trace the perpetrators. Those who have been abducted in broad daylight, even murdered in broad daylight, their investigations have not concluded. Government has all authority in their hands, whether it is defense, whether it is trade, whether it is business. Everything has been concentrated in a few hands within one family. So the others are left out, they are in fear, and those who dare to question the authority, there will be silence. That is the message that has gone so far. These activists and human rights defenders who have gone to Geneva, who are, they think that they have a right to say whatever they want, either for or against the government, against the state. They have a right, and they have been vilified, especially those who have been in the forefront locally. There are lawyers, leading lawyers have been threatened. Daily, day in and day out, there are versions in the media targeting those activists, human rights defenders, and also lawyers. One of our leading members, Mr. Waliamuna, has been thoroughly vilified in the last few days over the government television. Not only breaches the media laws, but even the ordinary form of the rules that has to be adhered to by any ordinary person. I think in ordinary circumstances, those who have been vilified have a right to sue the authorities for heavy damages, because their rights have been violated, they have been vilified, they have been depicted as people who have done something wrong, serious offense. They have a right to sue those who have vilified them, but the government, as a democratically elected government, has the duty to safeguard the rights of people to hold their opinion, to express their opinion. I think it is a duty of the civil society and the people to lobby and to inform the government that those who express their opinion should not be penalized or punished, but they have to be safeguarded.